right. So I'm gonna pause that. I feel like we might. I feel like I'm trying to see. Are we? Hey, um, Brittany and Jira.
Yeah.
Can y'all do me a favor? Can y'all go onto YouTube for me and put in Piper Carter for the people and see if y'all and see if we're live on that page, like the number 4. I'm trying to go there now. I'm on my computer there. Feels like we're live, which is interesting. So I have to figure out. Oh yeah, it is live. Y'all see it? Hello?
No, I don't see it.
1 second, Piper.
Is it one with Piper Carter for the people?
Is
Yeah, I see
Piper
it.
Carter 4? Is Piper Carter, then the number 4, then THE, then PEOPLE. And I have to try to figure out how to
reluctant to talk openly and honestly about that period because they're likely to get a visit from the police afterward.
Yeah, I see it.
10 months after the lockdown.
Is Piper Carter, then the number 4, then
Well, you know, Heather, if you walk into Wuhan now, you could almost believe that there never was a pandemic. Now you could almost believe that there never was a pandemic.
You see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. I'm gonna try to this would be a test. Like I didn't send this out to anybody and I doubt people are watching besides us. So I'm gonna just try it for today just to see how this works. I gotta try to figure out. You see how it just has the name? I have to figure out how to get whatever the artwork is up there, you know? Because on my side on Zoom, I have a picture, so it's not using my picture, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know where that I have to like look that up because I don't know where the name is coming from. And I can't see. I was are y'all still in?
In what?
This broadcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because maybe I need like a different thing, but I can't see. Oh, here. Okay, let me see. So I can't see a chat. Let me see if I try to chat over here. Let me see if I try to myself over here. Right? I'm just pulling it up on my phone, trying to see if I chat something. Anyway, I'm waiting for my phone to pull it up. Are y'all getting a spiral? Maybe because I paused the recording. Like, do y'all see a pause in the recording or no?
Like on the YouTube?
Oh, now I see. Okay, the chat just came up. So let me see. Like test. Oh, okay. So I see the chat just came up. So I could chat, you know. Oh, I see. I probably have to utilize my video camera or whatever. I'm gonna look it up though and see what needs to be done. Maybe Deja just needs a minute. I don't know. Um. All right. All right. All right. All right. And I got this clip. What happened to my clip? Where's my clip? Hey. What happened to my... Oh, well. Let's see.
The Bad Gift Hall of Fame. You don't want your gifts to end up here, so go to CNN Underscored. Underscored has smart gift ideas for everyone on your list. Unraveled research, unbiased reviews, unparalleled recommendations. CNN Underscored.
Okay. All right. I got my clip queued up. Let me see. Let me check the messages. All right. Hmm. I'm just playing around. I don't know. Hey, Deja.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, good. You got your topic?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. You need to queue anything up or whatever?
No, I'm good.
You good? Okay. Okay. One, two, three. All right. Welcome back to the Piper Carter podcast. You are listening live with Piper Carter. We are actually streaming on YouTube live right now. I'm just playing around. Oops. So just really excited. I really hope that the live is is going live. It's hard to tell. I'm going to play it from my phone because on my computer it's a little bit interesting, but we're just testing it out right now. So how you doing, Brittany? How you doing, Deja? How you doing, Jaira? What's up, y'all?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Great.
Good too.
All right. How was your week?
My week was good. Just worked. I did have a chance to link up with, shout out to GMAC. I went to Kibalon Village on Saturday. That was my first time there. So that was pretty cool. Got a chance to take the tour. That's I don't know if you guys have been there. It was my first time there, but it's like a martial arts and youth village, and they've been over there since the 70s, and just the upkeep of the building and how big the building is, and then like all the different rooms, training rooms that they have for all the different martial art programs is unreal. I've never seen anything like it, so that was pretty dope.
All right. What about you, Dave?
My week was pretty boring. I don't have anything to report. I just went to work. Oh, actually, I did the coding thing earlier this week.
How was that?
It was pretty cool. It was a Zoom call. We just, like the other people that were learning in there and we were just watching the instructor create like or really edit a web page with coding. He was explaining the lines and the different terms, and talking about some different languages in coding, and it was just pretty cool. It was informative, but I was sitting in my bed when I was watching it, so I kind of fell asleep at the very end of it. I
That's
don't
cool
think I
though.
missed very much of it, but yeah, it was cool. I do want to get more into it. It was through Grand Circus and it was free. So if anyone out there is interested, you guys should look into them. They're pretty cool.
That's cool. Was it like a Zoom session, Deja?
So
That's
he
cool.
had his computer screen on screen, and there was this website that we were using. It was called like Cody or something like that. I forgot what its name is, but um yeah, there was an instructional kind of, I can't think of what the word for it is, but it was like an assignment that you had to do while he was teaching to explain. Like it was, you're basically doing what he did, and that
Okay,
was
that's
the
cool.
assignment. And yeah, he had
So it's like
this.
hands-on. That's cool.
Yeah, I had fun doing it, and I kind of knew what it was already. Just from like editing my Tumblr page back in the day. It was kind of like
Okay,
having a MySpace page. But yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed
that's
it. I
cool.
was like, wow, I already kind of knew what it was, but I didn't know what I was doing.
So what would you say Grand Circus is? Like, describe the website for the listeners.
Um, well, Grand Circus is a company. It's a tech company.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, but they also do teach people, and they're Detroit based.
Very nice.
So wait, Jaira, what's up, man?
Hey everyone, how are you?
What up, though?
What's up, Jair?
How was your week?
It was pretty cool. Just been studying and trying to learn Linux and getting into coding as well. More iOS app development.
Okay.
How's it
I
going?
have to learn more about that.
Yeah, it's going pretty well. I'm about to get Linux on an Android phone. I took a phone. My mom had like an extra phone laying around that she wasn't using, and I'm about to turn it into a Linux device and use that like on the go just to learn and
That's
just
smart.
exercise.
You guys are so cool, learning all this coding stuff and sounding like the Matrix.
So wait, Deja, what's up with Tumblr? Because I remember Tumblr used to be like kind of hot, like kind of big, and then all of a sudden, I mean, I guess, I mean, like, do people still use Tumblr? Like, where is it in the sphere?
I think people still use it. I actually got back on it because I started seeing more interior design stuff on my Twitter, and it just reminded me of like my Tumblr days. So I actually got back on it just so that I could look at like nice houses, like luxury houses. But yeah.
What about you guys, Brittany, Gyra? Were y'all ever into the Tumblr sphere?
No, I
I
never used.
wasn't. I wasn't, but I do like. I've seen people's pages, and I do like the photography on there.
Yeah, I used to use it to write too, like as
Oh,
a
nice.
yeah, just kind of as a canvas.
How
Man,
does it
I used to
differ?
be
How
into
does it?
I used to be into Tumblr so tough. I used to have all my, when I would collect images or,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like a second blog or whatever. And I
Yeah.
just used to like be on Tumblr, just like, and what I really loved about Tumblr was all the creativity that was on there, and so
Mm-hmm.
many people would just have these really cool, Tumblr pages, and they would
Yeah.
find images like on Tumblr. People would just find these amazing images that were just not anywhere else, and it was just
Right.
had like a certain aesthetic,
You
and
know, I
I
loved
just
it.
love Tumblr.
Tumblr was a time. Tumblr was a
What would you
time.
guys say made people like kind of drift away from it? Was it another platform come out that like
Twitter gained more popularity, I think, and then
okay,
Tumblr started restricting more things.
understood. Okay.
Yeah, and I think like Tumblr just kind of became like MySpace, like it became,
Yeah.
because it used to have a bit more of like an open, it was like a bit more open, but then
Okay.
yeah, like they just said, so then it
And
just kind of
Instagram
fell.
kind of got more popular too.
Oh man, yeah, because Tumblr used to just be like if you knew,
I got you.
it was
Yeah,
like all the cool people
I
were
can't
on.
say everybody had a Tumblr.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Got
and
you.
you would find like rare images of like your favorite stars, and like she said, like people would write on there, so you'd find rare stories about people, a lot of rare articles, like just a lot of really really cool creative stuff was on there. But I think also too, Tumblr did have a very MySpacey type of feel, and so the community was a bit more insular than a lot of the other communities. You know what I mean? Because then like um there were certain, how like people will like post a lot, so certain people became kind of like experts on Tumblr, with the images or whatever, or their page or their creativity.
Yeah,
And
like popular.
yeah, and like certain images would become popular, and then it was kind of the thing where it was like people would copy other people's images, but it's like the internet space, so it's like kind of like reposting, retweeting, but then Tumblr was kind of this place where people were really trying to post, stuff that you couldn't find other places, or like original stuff. And so the usage became different because the original users were on there for the uniqueness of it. And then as it gained popularity, it started to have a similar feeling like Facebook, where people were just reposting stuff. So it kind of lost that sort of specialness. You know what I mean? Like you would go on Tumblr and try to find something rare, but then after a while you'd go on there and it was like the same couple of images just like circulating, something like that. I don't know, that was my take. Like, what would you say, Deja?
Yeah, I guess so. Like, stuff kind of got regurgitated, is what you're saying?
Yeah, because like I
Yeah.
remember when I first used to go on there, you'd see, painters would put their artwork up and all this kind of thing. And then after a while, if people see, social media is people use it to be social. So they see stuff and they repost it. But like people would say, oh, they're stealing my images, right? But some people are not there to actually like steal images. It's just the way they use the internet is reposting, you know? So it just it started to have a different user. It wasn't the user who was on there to find something different and unique. It was like just another social media for people.
Yeah. I'll agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah. So I don't know. Like we're trying this live on YouTube this time. And it's pretty interesting because right now it just shows up the words. And so gotta try to figure out how to get the zoom to show uh the picture, so anyway, that'll be something we figure out. But I don't know, like, where should we start? Do you want to start with the tech report?
We can if you want.
Yeah, let's see. So tell us what's going on in the world, Jaira.
All right, so this one takes place in South Korea. Over it was on November 26th. Um, this guy named Cho Bin, Cho Bin. I'm probably saying it wrong, but that's Cho Bin. I think that's how you pronounce it, or just Cho. He is a so-called mastermind on exploitation of chat rooms, as far as like getting access into these chat rooms or revealing pictures of underage women and women that are in their teens or that are in their 20s as well. And he has like he kind of like forced them to do whatever he wanted by having access to their pictures and nudes. And he made them do different things while holding the image above their head, saying, if they don't do whatever he tells them, he's going to release it and expose them. So he's made countless females do different things, as far as like, doing things with other men. Like he forced a 15-year-old girl to meet a paid customer to perform sexual actions. And also he has forced like 20-year-olds to reveal, to do pretty much do things that they didn't want to do. And he was forced 40 years in prison, pretty much life. They said life in prison, because it goes against everything that South Korea accepts, and that he has to face extreme consequences for what he did. For a while, they didn't release any of his images onto the public because they didn't want anyone they wanted to keep him a secret. But over time, people has fought about it and have made the government release his pictures. Not only releasing his pictures, but releasing anybody that was, working with him or similar to the things that he's done. They released all their pictures as well. This article is on New York Times. If you go on there and look up South Korean mastermind of exploitation chat rooms gets 40 years in prison, and you can see the article for yourself. But yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Okay, So, Jaira, tell us more about what he did. I mean, in terms of like the cyber aspect.
Yeah, he pretty much hacked into these, females' accounts on their chat rooms and things like that, or not even just chat rooms, probably their social media in general, and was spying on them, watching them, and these women, had pictures of themselves on the internet, which is, a big no-no on as far as like on the cyber world, because it's very easy for like if you have like a social media and your post like kind of like OnlyFans, how a lot of these females have like OnlyFans and um, and doing those things on there. It's very easy for like a hacker to get in there and hold their you know, hold their pictures and say, I'm going to release this to your family. I'm going to show this to everyone, your loved ones, and show who the real person you are. And in exchange, if you do what I say, I won't do it. It's kind of stuff like that. Or
so the hacking part, like, is it explained like what he did?
It doesn't go too deep into it, but it just says that he was making he made it like a he sold footage online using cryptocurrency of these people of these women. Pretty much he was just taking their footage from different different pornographic files or websites that these ladies are on, and using them.
Because I guess I'm wondering, in terms of like his hacking technique, was he like cloning their browser? Like, I'm wondering like what he was doing to actually hack into the account.
It looks like it doesn't get too deep into that aspect of it. It's just more so to say he was spying on them. Yeah. Oh, he said he used tiny cameras in public bathrooms.
So I guess if he's using the tiny cameras in the public bathrooms, then what is that? He's using facial recognition software to identify them?
Not necessarily. Just spying on them. Putting these cameras in public areas or in different
I
spaces.
wonder if these are gender neutral bathrooms.
Huh?
I said, I wonder if these are gender neutral bathrooms.
I'm not sure.
Because my coworker just she was telling me something about that, about gender neutral bathrooms. I think we were like in the lab at work, and there was one of the radio hosts were talking about some restaurant deciding to have gender neutral bathrooms, like some chain restaurant or something like that. And I think my coworker said that she wasn't comfortable with it because she's scared, like, what if someone leaves a camera in the bathroom, or what if someone's looking in a stall, or she just had all these fears. And they were kind of rational, but like they were like just fears that I don't personally have, but I don't know. But yeah, it's funny that we're talking about this because we just had this conversation. Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much all as far as regarding this article. Just pretty much just be careful and kind of be aware of your surroundings, and just be safe on the internet with what you're doing.
Yeah, but I think it's interesting. It's an interesting, conversation because, we live in a country where, well, not just a country, we live in this world where people, have the right actually to participate online as, as they see fit. Like if this is what they choose to do with themselves, I mean, in terms of, OnlyFans or whatever, right? Yeah, and still at the same time, we also live in the same world that a person exploits that, and it is very dangerous for people to be vulnerable. But even if you're not participating in an OnlyFans, right? Like he could do the same thing if it just with your whatever you have on social media, your Facebook or whatever, you know? So it's just yeah, I mean, that's always the it's always the catch 22, you know what I mean? Or the just looking at the internet in general. And now with like we had the whole conversation about the facial recognition before, people putting in their fingerprints, and that kind of to me actually adds to the nefarious acts that people can do when when you're online with your identity or whatever. But also too, it just adds to the like ever increasing, you know, aspects that we talk about, just this mass surveillance or just like people um being cool with being surveilled or having, less privacy or lack of privacy. So yeah, it's an interesting conversation.
Yeah, you're right.
So I don't know, like what are your thoughts, Jaira, about, how the, you know, people, okay, so people are on Facebook, right? Or people are on whatever social media, right?
Yeah.
And then they upload, people are uploading pictures, they're uploading data, we talked about where they had the phone. So what are your thoughts about, just internet usage? You know what I mean? Because you're going into cybersecurity, so just wondering about, your thoughts in general.
You just gotta be careful because you know the show Catfish.
Yeah.
So that's like a real thing, you know. People take identities of others, imposing as them, just to get at someone for like revenge or just for fun. Like some people on that show was just acting as other people, and dating these other people from other countries or states, and just to have fun, just to get revenge. Like some people even did it because they were trying to get revenge on them on someone from years ago. Um, it's very easy nowadays to get catfish or to impose as someone that you're not, because nobody wouldn't really know the real you. So like if you like for example, Piper wanted to act as Britney, she could. Nobody would really know unless they know that Brittany does. If your like close friend knows that Brittany doesn't have social media, but if Piper went and took pictures of Brittany, went through her phone, sent herself the pictures and stuff like that, and posed as Brittany, she could, and it would be very hard for people to, tell the difference unless you're her close friend.
Jared, don't give her any ideas, please.
I can't, no one could ever be Britney. There's no one that could ever be Britney. And everyone would know, right?
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, just pretty much you just gotta be careful and aware of that you'll never be safe on the internet. You should always like have a second eye or a third eye, I meant to say, you know, just watching out, making sure you're careful and not just trusting everyone on the internet, because not everyone on the internet is your friend or going to be friendly with you. Some have a specific goal to hack you and take information from you, or some have a specific goal as to, you know, um, just mess with you and just have fun.
so just to let us know, like, what does being safe or safety on the internet, like, what does that even look like?
Uh, it's a number of ways. Just making sure that you don't post your location. Try not to post so frequently as far as what you're doing, where you're going. Make sure you uh, secure your passwords, like change your passwords frequently. Don't make them too easy. Like don't make them your birth date or don't make them your middle name. Don't make them anything that's related to you. Try to make them like, for example, uh, Like if you saw um a random number, out and about, like you see a random sequence of numbers on a building or an address of, I don't know, just make it random. I would say I don't there is kind of, it doesn't really matter what it is as long as it's not something tied to what you like to do or what resembles you. Because if you do, then these hackers can have automated systems, you know, generate those kind of codes to get into your accounts. Because nowadays it's called brute forcing. There's a lot of tools out there to where a machine like your computer will generate over like billions and billions of different combinations of names and words together to um, put together common names and common passwords that people use, and it'll like find it under like 3 or 4 seconds.
Wow. All right, is that what you're using, brute force?
Uh, no, I use some form of it, but I don't use it on people because I mean I could use it on anyone I wanted to, but one, that's illegal, and two, that's just not what I want to do. I don't want to be an evil hacker like a white hat, or what is it, black hat hacker.
Okay. So, all right. Well, you're gonna have to keep us abreast of like how to stay safe on the internet. Is that cool?
Definitely.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, so Deja, what you got?
I wanted to talk about this internet scam that's been going on since the lockdown started.
What
It's
internet?
it's where artists will, and these are like major artists, are asking independent or like up and coming artists to send them their stuff, and they're charging everyone to do it. And they're saying that they can put them on this mixtape. And the main person that was doing it was Jadakiss. He was asking a bunch of rappers to send them their demos or stuff like that, their songs, and he was going to put them on a mixtape. And basically telling them that, it's time for, you know, new artists to get some shine. Like it's time for like, something new in the rap game. So if you know somebody that's really unique and up and coming and they deserve a shot, put them in the comments below. And he was hitting people up, and people were really sending him their songs and sending him money. And it wasn't just him, it was people like I know Benny the Butcher was doing it too, and that kind of hurt my soul. And let's see, Havoc from Mob Deep was in it too. Um, let's see, I saw this article that Freddie Gibbs posted in a screenshot on his story yesterday, and it said, rappers The Game, Dave East, DMX, OT Genesis exposed for the tag and unsigned artist Instagram posts have claimed millions stolen by these rap stars. Have you noticed since the pandemic that that there's been a lot of that there's been a lot of posts by your favorite rappers saying tag an unsigned artist here? Well, it seems this is a new way to make money since show money has basically halted. The posts have been controlled by a known scammer in the industry, Big Trill, who is also the manager of Sauce Walka. Big Trill has used major IG accounts acting as he is the artist, replying to the unsigned desperate artists, getting them to spend thousands of dollars each. It has been revealed that 11 mixtapes hosted by Jadakiss has generated over $222,000 alone. Since then, all of
Oh
the
my
mixtapes,
God.
right? Since then, all of the mixtapes have been deleted, leaving the artists no results of what they paid for. Below, a popular IG account has exposed this lie, and we have gathered DMs from artists' Instagram pages like DMX, Davies, The Gam, and etc., hitting up these artists, basically begging for the money. Artists in total have claimed to have spent millions in on this fraud. Check out the info below. And the page on Instagram is rap.ponzi scheme, and it's rap, and then it's .ponzischeme. And Freddie Gibbs said that he never participated in that shit, and somebody tried to get him to, but he wasn't going for it. Bow Wow was there, or Bow Wow was in on it too. Yeah, just so many rappers. And there was a lot of New York rappers. It was mostly New York rappers. And I thought that was crazy.
You see, this pisses me off. I mean, it pissed me off because they're hurting rappers. Like that aspect is terrible. But then the other aspect is like, this is what we do. We get artists to give us music to put out a mixtape, and we're legitimate. So it kind of really puts a damper on like the stuff that we're doing, you know? This like really gets my goat.
I hear you,
Yeah,
Piper.
it's terrible. The easiest way to fuck somebody over is to tamper with their dreams.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw Fat Joe was a part of this joint.
Mm-hmm.
So this is okay. So how did you find out about it?
I
Freddie
was
Gibbs, right?
watching, yeah, Freddie Gibbs' Instagram story, and I'd seen it all summer. All summer, I'd seen this campaign going on, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, that's dope. Like, damn, I wish I was a rapper. I participated in that shit. And then I saw them charging people for it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay,
So
so you know
basically,
what? Go ahead, Brittany.
they're basically charging artists to be a part of this mixtape, but the mixtape never comes out.
Yeah.
Wow, man. That is like, how do you not think that that's gonna be a scam that people are gonna eventually catch on to? Like, I don't understand people and using social media. Like, are the drugs blinding people from seeing like that social media is the easy way to get caught on doing anything nowadays? Like, I don't get it.
I don't know.
So
And what do you mean? Like, what do you mean when you say that, Brittany?
Like, I just feel as if like social media to me is like the hottest place. Like, even with the rappers Casanova and G Herbo getting caught up on doing scams, like with people like, you know, you're doing something, so but you use social media as your like everyday, like, I don't know, like your hub to tell the world like what you're
Mm-hmm.
doing and what you're purchasing and where you're going and what you're promoting. So like when the Rico charges, or hip hop police want to put a case together on you, they don't even have to follow you. They just got to pull up your social media. So I just don't understand when people are going to realize that if you're going to be doing something that has involves any illegal activity, why would you use social media as the platform to do it? It just doesn't make sense at this point.
I guess also too, I'm just thinking like, okay, so I guess to me, you said the whole thing only made about $200,000.
Yeah, the article said that it only made $220,000.
Like that's no money. I mean, I'm just going off the scheme
220,000?
of things, right?
Huh?
Like in the land of like doing like $200,000, like that's not no money. I mean, I'm not condoning that theft, but I'm just saying in the land of like all the rappers that you named, right?
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
Fat Joe was in that. So who was it?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you name like maybe 10 rappers?
This article
Sounds
said
like
about 3 or 4, but yeah, there were so many. Yeah, I guess in total, yeah.
So that's like 10 rappers splitting $200,000. That's crazy. I mean, even I don't know. I mean, just thievery is just dumb. I don't even get it. But the idea that they would steal from, you know, just young people that are their fans, that have actually supported them. The fact that they would steal from people who are trying to do something with themselves. I guess, and the other thing too is, Jadakiss, doesn't he have the whole vegan empire?
yeah, he has a juice bar. They have juice bars all around New York. I'm just trying to understand too, why couldn't they just actually put out a mixtape and still make money? Like, I don't get it. Like, why did they have to scam people? Why couldn't there still be a product? I just don't understand that part.
Yeah, that's the part that's like,
Like, you still could have charged people and still put the music out. I don't understand.
So wait, Deja, what happened to the rappers? Like, what happened to Jadakiss?
Nothing. I mean, Benny the Butcher had an interview where he just said that he basically said nothing happens overnight and it takes money to make money. So that was basically what he said, which was nothing.
I wonder if he got shot by the rappers.
Crazy. That would be fucked up.
Yeah, that would be. That's crazy.
And Dallas, like, oh yeah? No, I mean, I think that's something else, but wow, that's crazy. And it's really annoying because it's like we're putting out, mixtape. This is what we do. So this makes it difficult on people like us,
Yeah, like, that's crazy. This is wild that so many people got scammed off this.
But also, this is what shows what's wrong with, there's like a tier of rap or hip hop that's pay to play, right? And that's like a huge chunk of it, and it really exposes it because these DJs do that all the time. When the DJs are like, oh, the hottest thing smoking on the streets, blah blah blah, it's because those managers and people have had deals and they give it to the DJs, and then the hot DJs get the money or whatever, and then they put out this thing that this is hot, that's hot, listen to this, blah blah blah, the bloggers too. And then what happens is the unsuspecting public is like, oh, this is the hottest tape ever, this is the hottest mixtape, this hottest artist, this is the hottest song, because my favorite blog that tells me that I love things told me that I love this. And so, yeah, I love it. I want it. Give it to me. I can't wait for it. And this really kind of, I mean, we know that all that's going on, but yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen, and I don't mean in a punitive sense. I don't mean to sound punitive, but I mean, how do these people get justice? Like, how, people just get to walk around, just get their money, and you understand what I'm saying? Like, this just really puts a damper on everything.
Yeah, I agree. It does. It makes it tough, and especially because I'm looking at this one article on it, and it's saying it's not really illegal, so it's not anything that they can really do, and it's not like it's the artist. Like, this company is using, the artist is giving this company permission to do the advertising. So
okay, so let me understand, just so I understand. So the scheme is, the company is saying that they're going to put out a mixtape.
Yes.
So then they get these rappers, they do some type of deal where they maybe pay the rappers up front, or who knows.
No, there's no deal. They're just saying cash app such and such Instagram, or not such and such, but it's like a random cash app account. It's just saying cash app your name and like Fat Joe mixtape or something, and then $500.
Okay, so is Fat Joe in on it?
Yeah, he is one of the artists scamming up and coming artists.
So that means that Fat Joe does, and Jadakiss and all them do have a deal with this company then.
I
don't even know. It's not a company. It's just a
they say it's called the Block 365.
Oh,
the Block 365, and it's saying I don't know. It's not really saying, giving the detail of the connection, but it is mentioning all these rappers I just mentioned: Benny the Butcher, Game, Fat Joe, Fetty Wap, and they're saying like, hey, you can be on this, you can be on our next mixtape. Cash app $500, and so then when they cash out the money, the Block 365 is basically taking these artists and putting them all on like a compilation mixtape on YouTube with like 40 plus songs, and the major artists aren't on any other songs.
So this is the part so if the major artist is not on the song, what role is the major artist playing in this scheme?
Like basically being like making them feel like it's legit, like they got an opportunity because their name is about to be next to Dave East or Benny the Butcher.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So that means that these rappers are, if they're in on it, then it means that they got some type of deal going with the company, no?
Yeah, I agree. But I just don't know what the artist's actual connection is, other than what Deja is saying. This article is not really saying how the artist is getting a payout on it.
But I'm just wondering, like, okay, so this whole thing with all these rappers is only netted grossed or whatever, $200,000. And then all the rappers plus the company split that little piece of crumb. That's what it is.
Say that again, Piper.
So the whole scam, it grossed $200,000 over since June. So yeah, June, July, August, whenever the story came out, right? And they scammed $200K, but it's like all those rappers you just named, they splitting that little, I said the little piece of crumb.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how much the artist really wins. I think it's the company that wins the most, because if they say they got $200K and they were charging $500 per artist, that means that they got 400 artists to sign up, and within less than they made $200,000 on 400 artists giving $500 in less than 6 months.
But what I'm saying is, if the famous rappers are in on it, right? Then they didn't make $200,000. Because if you got to split that with like 10 rappers, you understand?
Yeah, I understand. I don't know if the story as much as the artist and the bigger artists and the smaller artists is getting used, as much as the bigger artists making a big payout. I think the story is basically the big artists and the small artists is getting used by this company, the Block 365, who just made $200,000 in less than 6 months off 400 small artists.
But the point I'm making, Brittany, they didn't get $200K.
No, the point I'm making is that I don't think it's more so about the Benny the Butcher getting $200K. I think it's more so about this company who came up with the scam, who's really getting over on a big artist and a small artist, if you think about it.
But not even, because how much money are they even getting?
That company?
How much money does the company get?
The company is getting $500 per artist.
But this is what I'm saying. If you got to split it, right?
Who's to say that they're splitting it? I don't see where the split is.
So then why would Fat Joe, if he's not getting any money, be like, cool, I'm with it?
If they're charging $500 per artist, and if they keep this scam up and the artist is able to get, let's say, $200 off of it, $100 off of it per artist that signs up, they're able to get to sign up. It's probably some good backdoor money. Who knows?
It's like somewhere between 5 to, let's just say on the high end, if it's only 10 artists, it gets $20K. That's nothing to be out here doing some little raggedy ass scam like that, little nickel and dime scam like that.
I agree.
Crazy.
All right. I agree.
Like I said, Jadakid's got his whole vegan empire with the juice bars and everything. Like, what on earth?
And I don't hardest out of everybody.
Say that again, Deja.
I said he was going hardest for the scam out of all of these rappers. He was the one like really pushing for it.
Yeah, so I guess two things come to mind. Like, were Jadakiss and all these rappers used and scammed, and the company just used their name and they didn't have anything to do with the actual scam? Or are they just that, petty in their griminess that they were willing to steal from their own fans to possibly get somewhere between 5 to 20K?
Mm-mm.
I'm open. Yeah.
No, it was a scam all the way. They didn't get wrapped up. It wasn't something where they got taken advantage of. I don't believe that at all.
So then,
because why wouldn't, and Freddie Gibbs said this, he was like, if I'm a major artist, why would I want to work with you? You're nobody. You won't
Right.
make me any money.
Right.
That's what Freddie Gibbs said. That was his perspective as someone that's as successful as the rest of these rappers that were in on it. That's what he had to say.
I
I
mean,
guess I'm just like, yeah, that's one aspect of it. But I guess the other aspect of it is like the the part that's really diabolical to me is, besides the theft in and of itself is diabolical. But what adds the cherry on top is the low level of pettiness with which they're willing to involve themselves in to get, like, it's not even a piece of the money that they would get from anything that they did else.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't worth it to me. Because now they all look like some assholes.
Yeah, now we see, not only do we see how low and petty they all are, this is capitalism at its worst, yo. So we see how low and petty you are.
Pandemic.
You're right. This person said that they were marketing it saying spending 650, you basically are spending 650 to generate 60 plays. And they're saying it's just not a wise investment. Like, so the artist gets the mixtape up, right? And basically, like, I'm looking at it. So basically, Benny the Butcher will host the mixtape Rap Behind Bars. And all these artists will be on the mixtape. So they basically are using Benny Butcher's name to advertise all these rappers. But if you're on there, a mixtape with 40 other rappers, like, how much play are you really gonna get? So you spend 650. Is it really worth the amount of spins that this mixtape that Benny the Butcher is advertising? Is it really worth it?
And then will the artists get those 15 spins? Or will they, because
that company, I think this company,
okay,
the Block 365. So the Block 365 is using both, like, the bigger artists and the small artists. I'm sure the big artist is getting some type of like compensation, but it's not anywhere near the amount of money I'm sure the Block 365 is getting. I think they sold the major artists on the fact that they were going to be helping smaller artists.
That's why I'm saying I wonder, did they get that's where I'm saying I'm wondering, did they get scammed?
I think they did.
But I don't know, but they just saying that they did not get scammed, and that they knew that they were scamming people.
I think from, I don't know, Deja, you know more than me. I think that the major artists, it's like when they're selling like a product or something, like a, what do you call that? An endorsement. Like, I think they probably looked at it as them picking up an endorsement from a company and saying, like, if Icy Hot asks you to do a commercial or some shit, like, so, like, yeah, like, they're not going to be making hundreds and thousands of dollars, but they don't have to do much. All they have to do is sit back and let somebody use their name and then take and make a couple posts. Whoever runs their social media, like Fat Joe put, tag an artist that spits crack only. So all these people started like hitting Fat Joe up on So basically, Fat Joe's page found this company a whole bunch of artists. So now all these artists is like, now there's a pool of artists to be like, hey, pay $650 and you'll get your song on this mixtape. So basically, the rapper is like the salesperson. Basically, they do all the cold calling because their Instagram, and all they got to do is put out like one advertisement, and their Instagram does mostly all the talking. So the artist doesn't have to really do anything.
Right, but then did they actually put out product like you said?
Yeah, so I'm looking here. The artist didn't put out the product. I believe the Block 365 hosts the mixtape and uses the rapper to advertise the mixtape. Like on June 20th, the Block 365 posted Rap Behind Bars Volume 7 presented by Benny the Butcher. So Benny the Butcher basically hosts this mixtape. I don't even know if he talks on it at the beginning or talks in it throughout it, but it's basically all these artists. Let's see how many were on his mixtape.
So his actually came out.
Yeah, it came out. It didn't get that many plays. It got 192 loves, 62, what do you guys call it? When you repost it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it got 4 comments.
So where is it?
It's on SoundCloud.
Okay, so it's on the Blocks 3 whatever. It's on their SoundCloud.
Correct. And it probably gets posted to Benny Butcher SoundCloud, I'm assuming.
And yeah. So then they promote it, and then people go there, and then I mean, but truth be told, okay, in that explanation that you just gave, that is how most of these mixtapes go down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying in the explanation you just gave.
Mm-hmm.
Like even back in the days, like Swiss Beats and all these other people, when they used to do the mixtapes, that's how they did it.
You had to pay to get on it. Well, I guess so if you're paying the
producer. I mean, well, they'll say no, but heck yeah, that you had to pay to get in these blogs, and you had to pay to get on the mixtapes. Now they say, oh, no, they just play the hot stuff. Now, mind you, yeah, of course, if there was like a hot artist or a hot song, like I said, these artists, remember I told you before, they used to bootleg their own music. Yeah. Even Fat Joe is known for bootlegging his own music. And remember the beef that him and Remy Ma had before she went to jail? Basically, remember when she came out with her single? Oh, y'all might not remember, but this was before she went to jail. This might have been like 2008, 7. I don't remember, something like that. Maybe 7, 8, 9. But before she went to jail, came out with her single. And after it came out, her and Fat Joe had like major beef. And Fat Joe went on the media. Well, Remy Ma came out and was like, Fat Joe is not supporting me. He's not getting behind me. He's not, they're not, the label is not doing what they're supposed to do. They're not pushing me. And then Fat Joe, he at the time, and even now maybe, he was a bigger name than Remy, right? And he had more connections and whatever, and his muscle and his influence and his bullying. And he went on a tirade, on a media tirade, and was like, yeah, Remy, she's not really doing the numbers. She's dope, but she don't know business. She's not really doing the numbers. She don't trust me. She's not letting me do my job. Blah, blah, blah. Come to find out, they had shipped the record to all the different record stores. And then Fat Joe and them went to the record stores and wouldn't let the record stores like sell the record. And then long story short, they got a hold on all these record stores, and they, so once you're, you got the barcode. So once you're, well, at that time, more CDs, whatever. Once your record went through the scanner, okay, that money goes into the, you know, the numbers that they count to understand, you know, how much quote unquote sales you're doing. But what they would do is they would also bootleg the record, okay? And they would get the bootleg copy to these distributors or to these record stores. And so the one that was shipped, okay, by the record label, which has the barcode and the scan code or whatever, they would tell them hold off on those, and they would give them the bootleg joints. And then the bootleg one, obviously, when you buy it, that barcode or whatever, that's not going into the count, the official count that comes from the label. That's some other thing from somewhere else. It's private. So they would pocket, you understand what I'm saying? All that money. And so you, as an artist, you may have sold X amount of records, but if that barcode that came from the label didn't get scanned, then you're not getting credit for it, and no one even knows. Okay, so you can have a hot record that was on the streets. Now, before the barcode thing, you understand what I'm saying? They would, before there was an actual barcode, they were actually you know, just out of the trunk, like Too Short and all them, just like selling their records or whatever. And even the major artists will bootleg their own record. You see what I'm saying? And had these gangsters and stuff sell it out the trunk, and they would be selling fur coats, their vinyl record, gold chains, and all that out their trunk. And I'm just saying that to say that that's how a lot of these artists would have money or get their money behind the label's back. And the mixtape role was to actually make these records hot in the streets. And then what would happen is the mixtape DJs would bootleg the bootleg, okay? And that's how they made their money. So I'm just saying that to say that they're continuing this scam and this scheme into the 21st century. And it's just ridiculous, like, you know, that these guys that have this level of success would literally do such a petty street, you know, scheme to just unsuspecting kids, you know, because for the most part, these are kids they're doing this to. Ain't no grown people checking for none of these mixtapes, no offense. But anyway.
Okay, this is really funny. So, okay. So I'm looking in Deja. So basically the artist, I don't know how the artist, if the artist has to know, because I'm looking at this DM between Redman and this one artist, and it's wild. Like, okay, so basically Redman hits up an artist and goes, oh, he hits artists up and says, hey, if you're an artist and you want to, you know, want to possibly get on a mixtape and invest in yourself, DM me. So all the artists would DM and start asking questions. So then basically Redman would be like, hey, you know, I'm about to put out this mixtape. And, you know, if you want to invest in yourself, this could be a good opportunity. It's going to be on my Spotify premium. And all you need to do is Cash App. And so then the person will be like, okay, well, who do I Cash App? And then so he gave them two different Cash App. He said to them to send $250 here and then send $250 there, and then send the screenshots when you're done. And so then the person sent the screenshots, and then they sent the tracks. And so then the person is like, well, are you gonna are you gonna be featured on it? He's like, no, I'm not doing any features. I'm just gonna do a tag at the beginning of the mixtape, and that's how I basically look out for you. And so the person's like, well, I hope it gets a lot of you know, views. How do I like stay in touch to see with the thing? And so then he says, be sure you follow the Block 365. And then the person's like, well, they don't even have any followers. And I thought that you were the one that was putting it together, not them. And he was like, oh no, they're the ones that's putting it out. So it sounds like the artist is part of, I'm thinking that more that they are part of the scam, unless these are fake Instagram pages.
No, they're So that's my point. Back in the day, not even just back in the day, but just in general, these, even the DJs, right? They say it's illegal, pay to play, whatever, but it's been going on forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, these mixtape DJs, that's what they would do back in the day, is they might either be cool with a rapper or they might be cool with a label. Because another thing that would happen is these engineers that's working in these studios would also make money. They would sell, and then people be trying to figure out like how their album leaked, how this, how that, right? And there's so many points, you know, they try to, as time went on, kind of cut the points at which the bootlegging could happen. But after a while, some of these artists, you know what I'm saying, were like, yo, I'm gonna bootleg my own thing. And then what's even crazier, the label, okay, will be bootlegging itself. The label would bootleg its own record, so that some of those people would just be getting money off of, you know, off of the scan, so that the barcode, right, wouldn't really reflect like the actual success of the record, to tell you the truth, because there'd be so many people eating outside of that barcode. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is wild. I feel bad.
So I'm just wondering, like, what is the outcome? Like, what's gonna happen? Like,
Well, they're saying it's not technically illegal, but they are telling people, like they just saying, like, be careful. This is not a good investment. Like, this company is an up and coming company. It would be different if you paid the $600 and you got, you know, 1 million followers the next day. This company doesn't even have a lot of followers themselves. They're using the artists, both artists, the big artists and the small artists. The big artists must be getting some type of compensation, but they're still getting played too.
How does a company like this even, because this is a thing, this scam is so normal. And what I mean by that is, you see, like I said, you see a lot of the bloggers being like, pay me to be on my blog, right? Or you see a lot of the DJs, like, you know, people pay to be on these mixtapes and stuff. So it's not really like, you know, odd. But I guess what I'm wondering is, who is this person that everyone trusts them, right? This person must be the person that everyone trusts. No?
Yeah, somebody, yeah. I mean, they've gotten 400 people to sign up. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
No, what I'm saying is, who is this person that they've got? Fat Joe, Redman, Jadakiss, Benny the Butcher. Who is this person that they've got them trusting them?
That's what, and I'm saying the same. I agree with you. I'm just thinking the thought of the fact that this must be a person that they trust, because they know what they're doing, because they done got 400 people to sign up.
No, it's easy to get 400 people sign up. If I were to do the same scheme and I had Queen Latifah, you know what I'm saying, Remy Ma, Nicki Minaj do the same scheme, I could get a couple thousand women to send me, you know what I'm saying, a Missy Elliott. I can get a couple thousand women to send me money to be on a mixtape with them. That's not the issue. What I'm saying is, how did they get Jadakiss, Benny the Butcher, Fat Joe, Redman, okay, to say yes? Because do you know how hard it is to get a rapper to endorse something? Like anything? Do y'all know how, like, what type of feat that is, or no?
Yeah, I think I agree that it has to be somebody that they trust. I'm with you.
I wonder who it is.
His name was Trill something.
TRO?
TRILL.
Right. So this is crazy. So some dude named Trill. This is the story that we need. Who is this dude that all these people are like, yeah, they're going to do this, they're going to do that? Because imagine how many people are getting at these rappers trying to get them to invest in something. And then they choose of all the things, of all the people that get at them for all the things in the world. And then they say yes to this. Who is this guy that people are willing to like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Who is this guy? These are the questions I have.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Oh my
Great
God.
story,
Great
Deja.
story, Deja.
Yes.
It's such a great story.
Thank
Oh man.
you.
Okay, we gotta find out who this guy is and why. Can we just find this out? We have to find out who is this guy and how did he get these people to trust him? And how are these people giving all this trust to this dude? But let's say you and me came with something that was legitimate, useful, and healthy for the community. We get all the skepticism.
Yep.
They would
He's
take
Sauce Walker's manager.
What'd you say, Deja?
I said that he's Sauce Walker's manager.
He's a complete. Oh God.
Who'd you say, Deja?
He's Sauce Walker's manager. The rapper.
Swaka?
Sauce Walker.
Oh, Sauce Walker. He's Sauce Walker's manager. I don't know Sauce Walker. Is he big?
No.
He's known.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
But like, okay. I mean, we gotta find out who this guy is. How does this guy have this much clout? You know? It's crazy. So, oh man, thank you. That's a great story, Deja. Thank you for that. All right, Brittany. Yes. What you got?
Just taking a look across the world of what's going on with COVID as we own in on our own vaccine in the United States. Cases are rising. I think Rudy Giuliani just was infected with COVID. So for us, we're still battling COVID from a huge perspective. But at the same time, I think our national storyline is that the cases are rising and that they're waiting on the Thanksgiving results to see how much Thanksgiving impacted the COVID cases. And then the other storyline is that they're going to be, the FDA is in the middle of approving 2 vaccines, and then they're working on how the vaccines are going to be administered. So I kind of wanted to like go back and take a look at what Wuhan has been experiencing, just because Wuhan, of course, is where the virus originated. In Wuhan, they have not yet done a national vaccination. They are in the middle of testing it. But I wanted to share with you guys a couple minutes of a clip of them reporting a little bit about what life is like in Wuhan. 1 second.
You're looking here at new scenes from the streets of the city that was ground zero for the global coronavirus pandemic. This is Wuhan in China, where COVID-19 first appeared officially just over 1 year ago. Now, we watched this city go into a total lockdown early this year when most of the world was still COVID-free. Today marks 10 months exactly since that first lockdown was imposed. Strict measures that at the time were considered harsh and draconian by some observers before many other countries began to follow suit. Our Asia correspondent, Sasha Petrusik, shot those scenes for us. He's just returned from Wuhan. He's back in Beijing now and live with us this morning. Good to see you on this, Sasha. Thank you. What are things like in Wuhan 10 months after the lockdown?
Well, Heather, if you walk into Wuhan now, you could almost believe that there never was a pandemic. The place is wide open. The shopping streets are full. The restaurants are jammed. The bars are jammed. And the fishermen and women are back out on the Yangtze River fishing. Life has returned to normal. It almost looks as though living has become easy again and COVID has been conquered. After all, they haven't actually had an official locally transmitted case in months now, and they're sticking to that.
Did you guys hear that pretty okay?
Yeah, I hear that good.
Okay, so I found that interesting, just being like, them being the destination of where the virus started, and then over here it feels as if like it's never ending hamster wheel, and then to check in there, and they do have some protocols, like if you're, they're not allowing a lot of people to fly into the country. Like if you're from the Asia Pacific, I think that you're like, if you're from other parts of Asia, you're able to come to Wuhan. They do have designated quarantine hotels where if you come in, you have to spend 14 days and you do some testing and sit in the hotel for 14 days, and they get your food delivered. And then you're able to, like, like the guy said, go about, and you're more than welcome to hit the streets, do whatever it is that you want. The markets have opened back up. They haven't been heavily vaccinated, nor have they had a lot of cases. And they were one of the few countries to do a complete shutdown. And they feel as if the complete shutdown is the reason why they're, succeeding the way that they are with able to keep the cases down. Some people within the country and outside of the country said that they feel like as if that this is a form of Chinese propaganda. There have been other documentaries that you see them on YouTube. They're kind of going into the life of Wuhan and what a lot of people are doing post-COVID, as they would call it, and it seems pretty normal. And they say it's propaganda because they're trying to say that the U.S. specifically needs to impose a stronger restriction and lockdown if they're going to be willing to eradicate the virus before the vaccine. So, what do you guys think about where Wuhan is in comparison to the states?
Say those numbers again.
I said, what do you guys think about Wuhan and what I just played you in comparison to what's going on with the states?
No, I was just asking if you had the numbers to play.
No, I'm doing it based on like the coverage of the guy and what he was just speaking about in regards to them seemingly getting back to normal without even being vaccinated because of the restrictions of their lockdown.
I think Deja talked about this last week, if I'm not mistaken, or one of y'all, but I guess long story short for me is a lot of the countries that are not having issues or that had their second wave or that are having school in person and a lot of more of their in-person stuff, they actually paid their people to stay home.
Yeah.
And they did what, like 3 months or something like that, 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
And then they're seeing the positive results. Yeah, that's what I think about it.
Yeah, so you're basically saying like, yeah, they were able to do harder restrictions, but they were able to impose like better relief for people while they were staying at home.
I guess for me, if you're gonna tell people to stay home, right?
Yeah.
Then they're paying them. That's different than making them just stay home. I think.
I think so too. And I don't know if you guys saw this week about the new stimulus package being approved. A lot of people are upset with the Democrats for not fighting for the $1,200 stimulus check. And I just guess my issue is that it does leave out a huge chunk of people who aren't and haven't been paid in over 3 months. The restaurant industry, waitresses, think about people who are working at Motor City and MGM, like who just have been out of jobs. I think the casinos were open for what, 2 or 3 weeks. Like, what do these people do? Find new trades? Like they have to go into a different industry other than hospitality because the government isn't funding them. Like, yeah, the corporations receive loans, but on an individual like basis, and these people, these whole industry of people who haven't received money. So you're telling people that the cases are going up, and then you're also telling them in the next month during Christmas they're not included in the stimulus package. So it kind of sucks that the industry that's affected the most, there isn't anything that's gonna be done to help them in the next few months. So I agree with you.
So then, do you have numbers then for Wuhan?
What numbers?
Like in terms of their infection rates, and
They haven't had a case in 3 months.
And then what? And are they back to in-person stuff?
Yeah. The like the guy was just saying in the clip, everything is pretty much back to normal. Their markets are back open. They're not being forced to wear a mask, but it's just kind of part of like their everyday life at this point. Just they say just in case. So but their dance classes, yoga classes, all these different types of like kind of intimate spaces are still going as normal. A lot of the instructors are saying, of course, there's not as many people as there would normally be in a class, like an intimate type of class, but there are people. Restaurants, those same markets that got a lot of flack, where they do serve like different types of food and animals, those are back open. You don't see the amount of wild animals that you once saw, but there still are wild animals. So they say that they're pretty close to being normal. They said that there's not much fear of there being another wave. But I do know Japan, which is of course near, is struggling with the virus. But there are other parts of China that are doing just fine. But a lot of people are from different parts of China are traveling to Wuhan and are using Wuhan as the place to party and hang out. Like like here, people are going to Atlanta to hang out because Atlanta is the most open state at the moment. So they're saying Wuhan at first was getting a lot of flack. A lot of people were upset at Wuhan, but now that's the place where most people in the area are coming to hang out, to have a good time. So very interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are your thoughts, Deja?
I wish that we could do that without having to get a vaccine.
I know, right?
That's all.
I know.
They said that they're going to have this this vaccine card. Have y'all seen that?
No, what's that?
So basically they're going to issue a vaccine card, and it says to everyone, it says everyone is going to have this vaccine card. Now, y'all haven't seen that?
No.
I have not.
Yeah, so long story short, the Department of Defense, that's what makes it even more interesting. The Department of Defense released like the first images of a COVID-19 vaccine card. Like it's like a record, and it's gonna come in your vaccination. You're gonna have like a vaccination kit. And so the vaccination cards are going to be used as, they say, the simplest way to keep track of your COVID-19 shots. And that's from Dr. Kelly Moore. She's the Associate Director of the Immunization Action Coalition, which is quote unquote supporting frontline workers who will administer COVID-19 vaccinations. This information, by the way, I'm getting from CNN Health. So it's not one of those like conspiracy theory sites. And so it says a Department of Health and Human Services employee holds a COVID-19 vaccine record card. This was on November the 13th. Everyone will be issued a written card that they can put in their wallet that will tell them what they had and when their next dose is due. It says vaccination clinics will also be reporting to their state immunization registries what vaccine was given, so that, for example, an entity could run a query if it didn't know where the patient got a first dose. It says Moore said that many places are planning to ask patients to voluntarily provide a cell phone number so they can get a text message telling them when and where their next dose is scheduled to be administered. And every dose administered will be reported to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. It says the CDC did not immediately respond to CNN's inquiry about whether such a database would include a record of everyone immunized. It says a display, so there's a picture, right? And it's got like all this paperwork and like some swab and like that thing they put on your tongue. It says this display shows items that will be provided with COVID-19 vaccines at Operation Warp Speed headquarters in Washington, D.C. on November 13th. Operation Warp Speed. Oh my God.
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
Did you see that your former presidents are going to take the vaccine first on national? They're wanting to secure a national like press conference where they receive the vaccine in front of you, including Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, and George Bush.
Really?
Yeah. But all that does is make me more scared, because Barack Obama was the same person who went to Flint and drank the tap water and told the Flint residents that they were that it was okay.
Exactly. If that was even Flint tap water, could have been Hennessy.
Right.
It says, as far as the vaccine kits, the Department of Justice image shows the Department of Defense image shows the kits include a card, a needle and syringe, alcohol wipes, and a mask. Operation Warp Speed has 100 million vaccine kits ready to go if and when distribution of a corona vaccine starts. General Gustave Perna, Warp Speed's chief operating officer, said last month. This Department of Defense, my G. This is not the health department. You know what Department of Defense is, no? Hello? You guys know what the Department of Defense is?
Yeah.
It's the military. The military is about to distribute this joint. It says these images come as two companies, Pfizer and Moderna, await emergency use authorizations in the United States. A panel with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration is expected to discuss whether to authorize the emergency use authorizations on December 10th and 17th. Today is the 6th, the 5th, the 6th? The 5th.
Today's the 6th. Yeah, it's the 6th.
Should Pfizer, that's like 5 days, bro. Should Pfizer and Moderna get the authorization, the vaccine's first shipments could happen December 15th and 22nd, respectively. This is according to a document from the federal government's Operation Warp Speed. Initial supplies in the United States will be limited, and the wider population won't have access to vaccines until months into 2021.
That sounds about right. It sounds about what I've seen.
It says a CDC panel recommended Tuesday that healthcare and long-term care workers get inoculated first. By February, 100 million Americans could be vaccinated against coronavirus. This is Monsef Slawi, chief advisor to Operation Warp Speed. He said this on Wednesday. The United States has said if both Pfizer and Moderna win FDA emergency use authorization in December, they could distribute 40 million doses of vaccine by the end of the month. Each vaccine, like you said, requires 2 doses. So that's enough to fully vaccinate 20 million people. But did you see about the dosage?
What you mean, Pat?
So they're saying that it's going to take like 2 doses.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I know a lot of people are freaking out about what they've seen are inside of the vaccines, which is normal. Vaccines are full of disgusting things. It's not anything different than any other vaccines that they've administered before. So
Bro, I'm about to play this clip. I hope commercial doesn't come on. Let me see something. This is from
Tonight, the anticipation and anxiety surrounding the coronavirus vaccines are unmistakable as Pfizer and Moderna prepare to roll out the first doses.
I think there is both anxiety and I think there's great hope because I think people do recognize, even if they're hesitant, that vaccines are the way out of the pandemic.
Among the key questions people are asking, given that they were rushed into production, are the vaccines safe?
Yes, we think the vaccines are going to be safe. And here are the caveats. These are new vaccines, but they have been rigorously tested in clinical trials. And these are not trivial clinical trials. There are 30,000 to 60,000 people.
But Dr. Barton Haynes says it's important for the public to know there will be long-term monitoring for safety for months and years after we've been immunized. Another important question, what side effects can we expect when we get the vaccine? One volunteer in the Moderna trial talked about his side effects.
The side effects were nausea, body aches, muscle aches, headaches, fatigue, chills, and slight diarrhea.
The chief scientific advisor for Operation Warp Speed says most people who get the vaccine will have much less noticeable side effects, and they won't last long.
I would classify them as maybe 10-15% of the subjects immunized have quite noticeable side effects that usually last no more than 24-36 hours and resolve.
And when can most of us who are not healthcare professionals or frontline workers who will likely take priority expect to be able to get vaccinated? Those projections vary.
I'm hopeful by Q2 of 2021, so early spring. That would be our aspirational goal.
I think we're talking about late summer, fall for when the general public will have access to these vaccines, perhaps sooner.
How much will it cost the average person to get vaccinated? In the U.S., likely nothing. The federal government has promised the vaccine will be free of charge. How many doses of the vaccine will you need? Experts say for at least the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, you'll need 2 doses, 3 to 4 weeks apart.
As far as whether we're going to have to come back and be vaccinated a year later, that's a question that we don't know yet.
Which vaccine should you choose? Experts say the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are so similar in efficacy that either are fine. And depending on how your state distributes the vaccine, you may not have a choice. Another crucial question, if you've already had coronavirus, do you need to get vaccinated?
At this point, we would say, yes, you do. We don't know very much about the durability of immunity to coronavirus. We do know that these vaccines can induce antibodies, which are important in protection against coronavirus, that sometimes are many-fold higher.
And what about after we get vaccinated? How long will we have to wear masks and practice social distancing? We posed that question to vaccine experts. They said that even though these vaccines are believed to be safe and highly effective, we'll probably have to wear masks and distance at least through the fall of next year.
Okay, so I'm like, okay, so you have to still wear a mask. They just said like for every 5 different things, we don't know this and we don't know that. They also
just thinking that, Piper. I was just thinking that. Like,
how do you? The one expert said they're gonna know by the spring. The other dude, they're gonna have the vaccine ready by the spring. The other expert said by the fall. They don't know anything, and they're gonna mandate this this vaccine, and they're like, oh, well, you might have to get another shot in like 3 to 4 weeks, and then it might not work, and you might need to keep getting it. He said months and years.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said months and years. You're gonna have to keep getting this vaccine.
It's funny how they don't know if you've had it, they don't know how secure herd immunity is yet. Like, how do you not know that? I'd rather them say that they don't know, and they just want everybody to take the vaccine, and to say that they don't know something like that. I honestly don't know why they still don't know so much about this virus, but already have a vaccine for it. It's just crazy to me.
Right. They don't have anything for AIDS.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have anything for herpes.
Right.
They don't have anything for the flu. But they got something for corona in what? 6 months? Yeah.
Crazy.
Y'all take that vaccine if you want to.
Piper, if we gonna have to take it, if you got a way to not take it, I'll pay you just like them rappers was paying Benny the Butcher. I'll pay you $650 to show me how to go about not having to take that vaccine.
Yo, my boyfriend sent me a text about how to opt out of the vaccine for religious reasons, but
that is
remember
hilarious.
We did the show and we saw they not letting that fly.
Yeah, you said what? Say that again.
So my boyfriend sent me this text, sent me a link.
Because for religious reasons, right? You were saying?
Yeah, I threw it in the chat that don't have to take the virus, the vaccine for how to opt out. Here, let me see. I'm gonna look on here again. It's like how to opt out for religious reasons. Let me look for it. Here it is.
Like Deja, my friend was telling me, like, she works in a hospital, that she has to take the flu shot in order to work in a hospital. Like, it's mandatory. So what is gonna keep them from making it mandatory for you to have to take the coronavirus one, the COVID one?
Nothing.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, y'all. I'll try to find it, but I remember we did the show where we saw that they're not going to let you do the religious thing for this one. Y'all remember that?
I don't, but it wouldn't surprise me if they found that a way to get around that. I feel like I remember you saying something about this, but I'm not 100% sure.
This was months ago. This was back in the summer.
I don't know.
Yeah. But the fact that the military is gonna like distribute it, that's the part. It's that part. The military and the Department of Defense at that.
Yeah.
To like regular schmegular citizens. That's crazy to me, yo. That is crazy to me. So I don't know. Well, I don't know. Y'all are not talking on the podcast, so maybe we gotta end it.
What you mean, Piper?
It's not
we've been talking this whole time about this thing.
I know.
You do? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it is 9:00, and we have been on here like 2 hours already.
All right. Well,
I don't know how much more people are gonna listen per show. But we did try a live show. I'm wondering if if you guys go back, you know what I'm saying? Like you're able to listen to the live stream before we post it up onto the streaming platforms. So just take a listen to it and let us know what needs to be different, okay? You got that,
That's
Deja, Brittany,
yeah.
Jira. Just take a listen. You know, if you get a chance, it's on YouTube. I mean, I know y'all got to go to bed tonight, but you know. So and Jira, I'll get you the artwork and everything like that. So, but Jira, do you have any last words before we log out?
Yes, I do. I just want you all to know to be safe out there as always. Make sure that you stay cyber free from criminals as far as making sure you protect yourself and just watch your surroundings. You never know who's watching, you never know who's keeping track of you. Make sure you try to keep a very, very low digital footprint online and secure yourself. Also, make sure you learn something new every week just to make sure you stay cyber safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Deja, you got anything?
No, just find some joy in the world and hold on to it.
Wait, who should we be listening to?
I've been listening to Jay Worthy, so I recommend him. I think he's from like either maybe the Bay or maybe Toronto, I think Google might have said, but he's sweet. He's super misogynistic, but I like his flow a lot.
Oh
And I
no,
like his beat
Jay
selection.
Worthy.
He's a West Coast rapper. He's very reminiscent of like someone from the 80s.
But he hates women.
No, he just puts them to work in his business ventures.
Oh man. Oh, Jay Worthy. We hope you find. I'm gonna pray for you and hope your heart can actually
I
connect.
like Jay Worthy though. He is good. I like his music. Deja, I think you put me on him. He's really good.
Yeah, I'm glad you like him, but yeah. Hopefully he'll change. He had some songs where he's not speaking on women at all that are really good. So yeah.
Okay, well let's see if they're not misogynistic, we'll check them out.
Or
What about you, Brittany?
Nothing. Hope everybody has a good week. Next week I'm hoping to talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on in Flint. But if you're listening, just keep your eye out for Flint. There's some things that are going on right underneath our noses of discussing COVID and discussing political affairs that are affecting Flint. We talked a little bit about it around this time last year. So just take a look at Flint, Michigan, and see what their story is, absorb it, and keep them in your prayers. And again, like I said, have a good week.
Well, I just want to say that I appreciate all of you, all three of you, and what you brought today was really, really fruitful, and is just really valuable information. So thanks so much for all of your stories. For doing the research and pulling, together information that is useful to people. So thanks for that. It really makes the podcast worthwhile. And I'll just tell everyone, hey, it's about to be a new year. And we just tried to do something a little bit different today. We did a live stream. Next week is going to be our 100th episode. So, keep listening, promoting, let people know. And from now on, we'll be going live. So folks can join us on a Sunday evening at 7:00, or you can just catch us on the replay on all of our streaming channels. So you are listening to Piper Carter and Deja and Brittany and Jira on Detroit is Different. And you can check us out on DetroitisDifferent.net, as well as all of the other amazing podcasts on the Detroit is Different network. You can check us out on social media, pc.podcast on Instagram. Also on Facebook, you can join us with Piper Carter Podcast in our Facebook group. Ask us some questions, let us know what you're thinking about the information that we're sharing. We want to bring you into the conversation and bring you into the episode. So thanks for listening. Keep sharing, liking, and subscribing. And on our new YouTube channel, we have Piper Carter for the People. So check us out on our YouTube channel. You know, share that, subscribe, like, and we'll be putting some more clips and interesting things up on that channel. And we hope you guys have a great week. Peace.